High school parents, I wanted to let you know that over the next 3 months, we're going to be doing what we're calling the Check-In Challenge. And it's really for all of our adult leaders, our small group leaders, where we're encouraging them to meet with every single one of the kids in their small group. So for the next 3 months, we're hoping that all over 250 kids in our high school ministry have had a significant connection with their small group leader on a one-on-one basis. We know that small groups are amazing and wonderful, but often real conversation, shared burdens, and discipleship happens in a one-on-one context. And so we wanted to let you know, because your students' leaders, they may be reaching out to grab coffee or to take to lunch. Your students, or maybe it's just a conversation before or after youth group, or maybe it's a phone call or a shake at Forest Home. But that's what they're going to be doing over the next 3 months, just to loop you in. And one strategy that they're going to be using in conversations with your students that we wanted to let you know about, and honestly a strategy that you could use with your teens, is just this conversation strategy. And that has 5 parts to it. And the first part is to ask your teenager what happened. What did you just experience? And that could be what happened on their sports team, what's happening in their relationships, what's happening when it comes to their college applications. But what happened? What event just happened in their life that they're experiencing right now and they're feeling the effects of? And then what are you feeling about that? And so the event could have been they received criticism or feedback and it was tough. But then what do they feel about that? Are they feeling shame or anger or sadness? Putting names to their feelings. Or it could be they're feeling happy and they're feeling joy, and that's awesome. And we love to share in that with them. The third question to ask is, what is the story that we're believing about whatever that event was? And so if the event was that they received harsh feedback from their coach and they're feeling shame, maybe the story they're believing, because we all have stories we believe underneath the surface of the events that happen in our lives. Sometimes we believe stories like, my worth is only tied into my achievement. Or sometimes the story we believe is, if someone, gives me feedback or critiques me, that means they don't like me. So we have stories that we believe. And so it's helping them understand, what's the story beneath this that's causing you to feel these things? And then the fourth step to helping them process through the events in their life is, what does the gospel have to say about that? Like, what does Jesus have to say about that? Does the gospel say that you're enough, or that you're a child of God, or that God has equipped you and called you to be a leader? What does the gospel have to say about your identity? And the question that we often ask here too is the opposite side, which is, what would Satan want you to do? And that's a weird question. But we believe there's actually a spiritual reality, and there's an evil one who wants to steal, kill, and destroy. And so if you have an enemy, it's interesting, let's just be curious. What would the enemy want you to do? Would he want you to get back and retaliate? Or would he want you to just give up and throw in the towel? Would he want you to let anger win? Would he want you to give up on the church, or to give up on your parents? What would the enemy want? And once we figure that out, we don't want to do that. And so that's this next part. So what does the gospel have to say? And then what does the enemy want? And then the last part is, okay, we thought through this. What happened? What we're feeling? The story we believe? What the gospel has to say? What the enemy would want? And then we decided, no, we want to go with the gospel. And then the last question we're asking is, what is the next step moving forward? What is the counterintuitive? So it's different than what we probably would have done if we just reacted. What's the next step? The counterintuitive step moving forward in order to follow Jesus. So that is kind of how we're going to be talking to your students. They probably won't even know that we're doing that, but as they tell us what's happening in their life, those are the string of questions that are running in the back of our minds as we try to help them internalize the gospel message of Jesus, because that's the mission of HSM, to help your teenager internalize the gospel message of Jesus Christ. And so we hope that you can also do that too with your kids using this strategy. Thanks, friends.